Alright, this is our solving two-step equations in our notes. So again, if you need to go ahead and pause the video to write down your notes, please do so. Step number one, we're going to box the variable and draw the line down the equal sign, just as we did with one-step equations. Number two, we're going to follow the order of operations in reverse. So what that means is instead of doing multiplication and division first, we are going to do our addition and subtraction first. We're going to get rid of the number that is not with the variable by subtracting or adding. And then next we're going to go ahead and get the variable by itself by multiplying or dividing. So our first problem is 8 plus j divided by 4 equals 17. To go ahead and follow my steps again, I'm going to box my variable, draw a line down my equal sign. Okay, so I have the 8 and then I have a j divided by 4. Again, I'm going to do the opposite of order of operations. I'm going to go ahead and take care of the number that is away from my variable first. So I'm going to subtract 8. Again, I have to do it on both sides. So now I end up with j divided by 4. And then 17 minus 8 is 9. Now I have a division there, so I'm going to go ahead and multiply as the opposite. So I'm going to multiply it by 4. So I can do it at this side as well. Those cross each other out. So I have j equals 36. So now let me go ahead and check to see if it works. I have 8 plus 36 over 4. And this time I'm going to go ahead and actually follow my order of operations. I do division first. So 36 divided by 4 is 9. So I have 8 plus 9. And then 8 plus 9 equals 17. So yes, j is equal to 36. Alright, number 2. 6n plus 4 is equal to 28. Go ahead and box my variable, draw a line down my equal sign. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of my 4. It's a positive 4. I'm going to go ahead and subtract it. So now I have 6n is equal to 24. Now I have to go ahead and get rid of my number with the variable, so I have multiplication, so now I'm going to divide it, leaving me n equals 4. Go ahead and check to see if it works. I have 6 times 4 plus 4. So I do multiplication first. 6 times 4 is 24, plus 4 equals 28. So yes, it does work. Alright, one of the common mistakes you're going to have is that be careful when subtracting from a negative. So this example right here, we have 3h plus 5 equals negative 7. We're going to go ahead and box my variable, draw a line down my equal sign, and I'm going to subtract 5. So here's where the common mistake would happen. I have a negative 7 minus 5. So again, I need to follow my integer rules. I would not subtract, I would add the opposite. So I have negative 7 plus negative 5, and that gets me negative 12. Bring down my 3h. I now have a multiplication, so I need to do the opposite. So I'm going to divide by 3 to get rid of it. Go ahead and do it to both sides. And I get h equals negative 4, because negative 12 divided by 3 is negative 4. Let's go ahead and check to see if it works. I have 3 times negative 4, that's the value of h, plus 7. 3 times negative 4 is negative 12, plus 5. A negative plus a positive, I'm going to go subtract the two numbers to get 7. And my negative number has a larger value, so negative 7 would be my answer, and yes, they do match. The second mistake we do see lots of times is be careful of negatives with your variables. This one gets a little bit trickier. So again, I'm going to follow my steps. M is my variable. Draw a line down it. So I have 4 minus m divided by 7. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of my 4 by doing a minus 4 to both sides. And 8 minus 4 is 4. And then I'm going to rewrite my m divided by 7. So I have m divided by 7. And then I have this subtraction symbol, also a negative symbol. I can go ahead and place it with my m in front of my fraction or with my 7. I'm going to try to make sure I place my symbols, especially negative, with the numbers. That way it's going to be easier to get rid of. So I'm going to place it down with my negative 7. Okay. Now it is a division, so I'm going to go ahead and multiply. and I am going to multiply by the opposite. I'm going to go ahead and multiply it by negative 7. Okay? So a negative times a negative is going to be a positive. Okay, so that makes my m positive again. Whatever I do over here, I have to do over here also, so I'm multiplying by negative 7. 4 times negative 7 is negative 28. So m equals negative 28. Let's go ahead and check to see if it works. So I have 4 minus, and then yes, I'm going to go ahead and do, let's get rid of this. So I'm going to keep my minus there, and I'm going to put negative 28 up top here, and then divided by 7. I'm going to go ahead and do my division first. That's my negative 28 divided by 7. So I get a 4 minus, and that is a negative 4, because 7 goes into 28 4 times. And I have 1 negative, so my answer is negative. And I'm going to go ahead and do my integer rules. I cannot subtract, so I add the opposite. So now I have 4 plus 4, and that equals 8. So yes, m equals negative 28. So go ahead now and complete your practice problems. And when you complete your practice problems, you can go ahead and check to see how you did here. Number 1, you would get x equals a negative 8. Number 2, t is equal to negative 16. Number 3, x is equal to 6. And number 4, n is equal to 4/10, which is also equal to 2/5. So we have a fraction for an answer on that one. Again, make sure you've checked your work to make sure it matches and they all work.